All right, time for an instant reaction. I have to start with the Raiders' win over New England. Belichick lost to Josh McDaniels and Chandler Jones in the most inexplicable way ever. But it really points to, because that was a go-either-way game. And remember, the Raiders got a little bit of a replay review break on that touchdown in the corner of the end zone. It's almost as if the Raiders got a break from the NFL. The NFL said, listen, we remember that snow game. We owe you one. We'll give you this touchdown. So the game really, they got a huge break, but that's life. It really points out to me the lack of sensibility the New England Patriots have offensively. And I've been saying this all year. Sean McDermott, coach of the Bills, and Staley, the coach of the Chargers, I don't see their offensive identity. They just both have unbelievable talents that save them on the final drives of game, Josh Allen or Justin Herbert. These defensive coaches don't feel offense. They don't have a feel for it. Why in the world, with 30 seconds left, with unathletic Mac Jones, would you not just go to overtime? You're on the road. You're still in playoff contention. There's a lot on the line here. If you believe Bill Belichick, that you have a superior game plan and coaching staff and as good a roster as the Raiders do, why would you be doing the fumble-rooski, lateraling back and forth in that spot? You don't have Josh Allen. You don't have Herbert. You don't have the kind of guy that can drive down the field in 40 seconds with no timeouts like Herbert was doing against the Titans. He's a different player. So is Mahomes. So is Burrow. So is Josh Allen. And Herbert and Josh Allen are highly mobile, so they can pick up a lot of yards with their feet. If they get rushed out of the pocket, they can roll and buy time. Mac Jones, a pocket quarterback. Just get to overtime. What are you doing calling that? Again, no sensibility for offense at all. So, I've said it before. Saturday night, Buffalo. I thought Mike McDaniel outcoached. And I want to talk about that game. Even though it was Saturday, I want to talk about that for a second. Pivot to the Miami-Buffalo game. I thought defensive head coach Sean McDermott got worked. I thought Mike McDaniel had a great game plan, an absolute identity. And at the end of the game, here comes the blizzard with about 6 minutes to go. And, Josh Allen can make plays. He's 6'6". He's a great runner. He's got a huge arm. Tua didn't feel quite as sure of himself in the blizzard and the wind. He was fine until that thing moved into the stadium with about 5-6 minutes to go or whatever it was. But again, these defensive coaches, Belichick, what are you doing today? Staley with the Chargers against the Titans. We'll talk about that in a second. I can't figure out that Tennessee was down like 7 starters. They went to a backup at one point. You're at home. You have Herbert. Your receivers are all healthy. They just put the cape on Justin Herbert. So that game, that Miami-Buffalo game, I thought the much cleaner identity, the better game plan. I thought Miami played their butts off. But Josh Allen in a blizzard late in the game, there's just nothing you can do. There is nothing you can do. So that was a huge win for Buffalo. But, I say this, sometimes you lose a game and I'm really impressed. The Miami Dolphins lost Saturday night. The Miami Dolphins lost Saturday night was one of the more impressive losses of the year. For a warm weather team to go up into that cold against Josh Allen, outplay him, outcoach him, outsmart him for a big chunk of that football game. Tip of the cap to the Dolphins. They feel like a playoff team to me. Don't know if they'll get in because the Chargers now are winning. So I'm not sure if they'll get in as a wild card, but a really impressive loss for the Dolphins Saturday night. So let's do a little Cowboys-Jaguars. So, I said this last week that cowboy football reminds me of Adam Sandler movies. Cowboys aren't going to win the Super Bowl. Sandler's not going to win an Oscar. It's just varying degrees of pretty good or pretty average. Uncut Gems, I thought was excellent. 6 or 7 of Adam's movies, not great. The Cowboys are not a great football team because they do not have a great coach and they do not have a great quarterback. But they have a star pass rusher in Micah Parsons, a star corner, a star receiver in CeeDee Lamb. They've got some nice elements, a really good tight end in Dalton Schultz. I think Tony Pollard is kind of a pop running back that can blow stuff up. But I wouldn't take too much out of the Cowboys' loss to the Jaguars. I wouldn't take too much out of it. So the two teams, Philadelphia today, struggled against the bad Chicago team. Who does Philadelphia play next? The Cowboys. The Cowboys had a good game plan, but in the second half didn't have much energy. Who do they play next? The Eagles. That's the biggest game in the NFC, and it feels like a month. I wouldn't take a ton out of that. Jacksonville is a young team playing loose and with confidence, playing with house money, nothing to lose. And I think what you saw there, can't blame it on Dak. That was a bad bounce for a pick six. Dak was fine. But what I think you are seeing is Trevor Lawrence has completely pulled away, and predictably so, from his draft class. He still makes mistakes, mostly because he's trying to make too many things happen, which worked in high school and college. He extends plays. He makes throws he probably won't make in a year or two. But I think my takeaway in that game is that was a trap game for the Cowboys. The wise guys loved the Jags at home, getting 4 or 5 points. Cowboys playing the Eagles. Dallas still feels like a playoff team to me. They do not. Like the Adam Sandler movie. We're not winning an Oscar here. We're not winning a Super Bowl. But the Cowboys are fine. That was your classic look-ahead game in the NFL. Philadelphia. Chicago's mostly beat up and awful. Philadelphia struggled all day against a pretty woeful Chicago Bears team. So, I wouldn't get too caught up in that. If you're like most men, you want to be confident and you want to look good. But finding accessories that are both high quality and stylish, it can be a challenge. That's where our friends at Vincero come in. Accessories, watches, sunglasses, jewelry. Their top tier designs are sleek and exude class. So if you're looking to stand out from the rest, it's simple. Vincero is the way to go. At Vincero Collective, their mission is simple. Build premium products that can be worn daily, yet are built to last. They design all their products in-house, in small batches, without sacrificing on style. Not only does Vincero make fantastic watches, they also offer a line of iconic sunglasses. All of their sunglasses are polarized and scratch resistant. And all the glasses are made with high quality Italian acetate and steel hinges. Vincero is the absolute perfect gift for yourself or somebody you love. Whether you're shopping for a watch, sunglasses, jewelry, you'll find that special something with Vincero Collective. For a limited time only, limited 20% off and free shipping with our exclusive code Cowherd at vincerocollective.com/Cowherd. Get 20% off and free shipping site-wide with a code Cowherd at vincerocollective.com. Support our show. Use the code Cowherd at VINCERO collective.com. Accessorize your life with style at Vincero. I want to close with this. I've been saying this for about a month and a half, that I feel there's 3 quarterbacks in the league that are just different. Mahomes, obviously, Josh Allen physically, and Joe Burrow. They're just different. So at one point, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs did not play very well today. And I've always felt the sign of a great quarterback. You just don't have the juice. You're playing with 2 offensive linemen out. We're not sure if you have a great game plan. Mahomes completed 18 or 19 straight passes, consecutive passes in an NFL game. That is unheard of. It's unheard of at the college level. Mahomes is so good November, December, and January. Josh Allen in a blizzard. Again, Josh can be wild. That was one of the most impressive performances by a human being in an NFL game I've ever seen. That final drive, that stuff is, do you know how good you have to be to play defense in the NFL? He is running past linebackers, jumping over linebackers. And then Joe Burrow on the road at Tampa. This is where Burrow is really special. Mahomes, Allen, and Burrow. What I love about all of them, and this is what separates them, it doesn't matter what the score is. Aaron Rodgers, his body language and his game changes when he trails in the second half. Mahomes is the best second half come from behind quarterback of my life. Allen's the most spectacular physical quarterback of my life. And Burrow did it again. Burrow and the Bengals came out completely flat on the road against Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. They had nothing, no energy. And then Burrow, and this is what he does, 3 to 5 step drops, finds the guy to throw it to, throw it accurately time and time and time and time again. He reminds me of Brady. He reminds me of Montana. He didn't have the physical stature of Allen. He doesn't have the arm capability of Mahomes. But watching all three of these guys this weekend, Mahomes was 18, 19 straight completions. Insane. Allen Saturday night in that snowstorm. Insane. And Joe Burrow, I think he's become the best situational thrower of the football. It's very Joe Montana. Joe Montana would get into a rhythm, and Montana was like Breeze, but a little better athlete and a little bigger. Not a huge arm, but Burrow doesn't have a huge arm. But watching those guys this weekend, I feel like they've separated from the league. Now, I think Herbert is just not winning as much as those guys are. And I think because between Anthony Lynn and Brandon Staley, I don't think he's found his coach yet. It happens. Sometimes you have to wait a while. Brady got lucky. His first coach is Belichick. Mahomes got lucky. His first coach is Andy Reid. Sean Payton took a while. Drew Brees took a while to find Sean Payton. But I thought this weekend, Mahomes, Allen, and Burrow, folks, those three, and Herbert is close. He just needs more W's. Just a clinic by all of them and their greatness. All right, Washington Giants tonight. I'm going to sit back, have a beer. It's probably not going to be pretty. Commanders Giants doesn't even sound good. Let's kick back and watch it. There's my instant reaction.